Under the burning sun of a small village, a man named Deji once lived humble with his wife Busola and their two children, Sheson and Ire. Deji was a farmer, strong and proud, tilling the red soil with strong hands, feeding his family with sweet and honest. But one season, fortune knocked on his door. A gold merchant passed through the village, offered Deji a deal to sell the holy land he has for a mighty price and come to the city to invest. Deji was tempted by the dreams of shiny suits, fancy cars, and mansions. Deji sold everything. Deji kissed Bumi cheek, hold his children's hands for a long moment, then turned his back on them, promising to return, but he never did. In the city, Deji bathed in money. He bought cars he couldn't drive, danced in clubs that play music he barely understood, and made friends who laughed too hard and disappeared too fast. He forgot the scent of his wife's food, the sound of his son's laugh, the weight of his daughter's sleepy head on his shoulder. The money sank louder than memory, but money does not love anyone. Years passed, investments failed, friends vanished, his suit became ragged, his cars was repossessed. One rainy evening, barefoot and broke, Deji stumbled into a roadside gutter and cried like a child, desperate and ashamed. He remembered the village, he remembered his children, and something dark crept into his mind. They are my blood. He thought, surely the spirits favor youth. Maybe my son can be the vessel. Deji came back to the village like a shadow. His hair was tangled, his clothes ripped up. To the villagers, he looked mad. He talked to himself, shouted at trees, and poured ashes on his skin. It was all a performance. Bumi was older now, her face covered with quiet suffering. She saw him and her heart raced, but she said nothing. Sheson now was 17 years, tall like his father once did. Ire 13, hide behind her mother. Deji staggered to their compound, fell to his knee, and began to say, "Spirits, spirits are chasing me. I must cleanse with the blood of Cain." The villagers watched. Some pitied him, but Bumi kept her children close to herself. That night, Deji sat outside their compound, pretending to speak to stones, muttering spells he didn't believe in. He watched Bumi. The next morning, he crept to the herbalist hut. "Old man," he hissed as his eyes rolled, "I need a charm so strong, something that uses the blood of a boy born on Tuesday under the yam moon." The herbalist replied him, "And what will you give in return?" "Deji, you leave honor behind. You think you can buy back power with lies?" Deji then dropped down the last coin in his hands. Then the herbalist replied, "Did you think with this one coin you can buy what I have? No! If you need power, Go and bring more money. Then Deji talked to himself and planned his next move. Deji staggered back from the herbalist hunt. On getting home, he discovered that Bumi and her children has left the house. Then Deji crept into Bumi's room and took all her savings. Deji went back to the herbalist's place. That night, under a twisted moon, Deji waited in the shadow near the river path where Sheson fetched water. He knelt down, breathing hard, holding a black pot of powder bone and ashes. His plan was simple. Drug the boy, took him to the riverside and performed the ritual and regained his fortune back. But as he came from the darkness, a firm hand grabbed his waist. Sheson was stronger than Deji could expect. Sheson free and pushed the man hard to the ground. As Deji fell to the ground, the pot of ashes split into the dirty, vanishing into the red soil like a bad secret that is trying to hide. Sheson stood over him heavily, his eyes wide, not in fear. Then he asked, "Who are you?" Sheson asked, though he knew it was his father. Then Deji sat up slowly, dusting his body. "I am your father," he said, his voice granting bitterness with shame. "And I came back because I need you." Sheson stepped back, stood in disbelief. "You left us. You left Mama to carry everything alone. And now you need me for your greed, and you want me to disappear into the dust. You are not mad. You are pretending to be mad." Deji started weeping. However, he was not weeping for forgiveness. Instead, he was weeping because he failed. "I lost everything. I was once a rich man, both in money. All of a sudden, everything vanished. The money, the riches, the friends. I thought if I give the spirit your body, they will lift me up again." Deji rushed back for the pot, trying to pick the powder. Sheson quickly kicked it away. Sheson stood in shock. "Father, madness would have been better," Sheson said quietly. "At least madness doesn't choose evil. However, it was evil that chose madness." Behind them, footsteps walking towards them, Bumi arrived with a stick in her hand. Ire hiding behind her mother. The moon shined so bright that their face was seen clearly. She looked at Deji like she was seeing a ghost, not with fearing. "I know you were not mad," she said, "but I hoped you still had a heart." Bumi nodded to see Shegun. "Bring the rope." Deji's eyes widened. "What are you trying to do?" Deji asked. "Have you forgotten? I am your husband." "You were," Bumi said coldly. "Now you are a treat." Then Deji replied, "I know you still have a place in your heart for me, don't you? I was your husband, your first love, your protector." Then Bumi replied, "You were all those things before you traded our love for city lights. You sold your soul to riches. Now you are something else. something dead to us. You know what is worse than madness, Deji? She said, a man who pretends to be mad so he can commit evil. You thought we pity you? You thought you can fool your way back into our hearts and use our child like a stepping stone to riches? Deji felt disappointed. He broke down, truly broken now. No spirits came, no gold rained from the sky, only silence and the weight of what he had become. Sheson, quickly bring the rope. Within a moment, Deji was tied at the hand and ankles. He struggled and begged and cried. The news quickly spread all over the village. Some pitied him, others nodded. An old man, the village elder, pushed forward with his walking stick. He looked at Deji. You abandoned your family without looking back. You promised to come back, but you did not. Instead, you stay in the city, live a rich man life. After your life got ruined, you came back wearing madness like a mask. Deji, you tried to sacrifice your own son for wealth. Do you know what we do to those who invite evil spirits into our homes? Deji trembled. Now truly Deji was afraid because he knew how they will end up. The old man continued, we bury them, not in the ground, but in shame. Then Deji turned to Bumi with pity and regret. You decide, justice is yours. Thinking in his mind that Bumi will still give him a second chance. Bumi looked at the man who once held his hands with love. Her hand trembled, her legs shaking on the ground, but her voice did not. Then she says, banish him, strip him of his name, let no roof shelter him, let no feet feed him, let even the earth forget his footprints. The next morning, Deji was led out of the village barefoot and left him at the edge of the great forest where no one looked back. He wandered for weeks, eating leaves, drinking from streams, speaking only to trees. Back in the village, Bumi fields flourished. Sheson became a hunter. Iwe began to learn herbs from the old healer. When a man forgets where he comes from, he loses his way. Wealth built on betrayal is a curse, not a blessing. And do not trade the gold in your hearts for the things of the world, because when the things fade, only the heart remain. So, bestie, I hope you've learned one or two things from this story. Do well to like, share, and subscribe till I bring another story your way. Bye.